Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to repot this Carmona tree. It's the beginning of November and it is a strange time to repot a tree, but because this is a tree that cannot stay outside, I'm going to get it inside. So spring is about to begin for this tree in a few days. So I got this tree from one of my pupils. It was very nice. But of course the repot is going to be, well, how should I say, also a good time to reposition these trees, because you see the distance between the trees is not really different, so it's not very interesting. They are planted in one row, so yeah, maybe they're connected, I don't know. I did not repot it. I got the tree in June, so I let it grow and it did quite well. Probably some branches have to be pruned. So the first thing to do is have a look at how these trees are doing regarding the roots. So let's get it out of the pot and see what we can do. As always, I'm going to work in a tray, and yeah, this is what I thought would happen. This is probably one of these trees, very commercial, and then they put it, they press it in a pot. I removed a little bit of the topsoil in June and replaced it with some lava and cat litter to make the drainage a little better in the top, but I think it is quite filled with pot ground. So that's it. Well, it's a cute little pot, but now I will have to separate these trees if possible and try to rearrange them. So I'm going to comb out gently all the roots and try to find a root base. Obviously these trees cannot stay in one row, and I will have to rearrange it a little. And the trees are really very close together and the roots are entangled, so this might take a few minutes and I'll be back when I manage to separate them, which is obviously not too difficult. Okay, so I'll be back in a few seconds. Well, the trees are separated, which is already quite a success, because I was a little bit afraid that they might be well, part of a kind of a raft, you know. So that's not the case. I see that I'm blocking the view here. Sorry about that. So trying to find a decent root base here. This looks quite nice, and I have some crossing roots, but not too bad. Anyway, just getting it out of the pot is enough stress for this tree already. So I'm going to be very careful with this. Just going to remove a few really bad roots, like you see this one. It's not good, and well, the really crossing ones I'm going to eliminate, and that's all I'm gonna do. for the time being I can live with the rest. So that's not bad for the roots. Maybe here. Yeah, this is not, it's a very long root and not very interesting. So okay, that's all for this one. I'm going to switch sides here, so it's better for you and it's easier for me, so it's a win-win situation. Okay, so here we don't have a whole lot of roots, so I'm going to be very gentle here. Really bad roots should go. Okay. And then here we have even less roots. Don't think that the soil mix was really top quality. Some stuff growing straight up. Going to remove that. That's it. Now let's have a look at the top parts. So this is the smallest one. See that I have a dead stump here. Maybe I can clean this up a little. I'm going to get some material for that. Okay, so you see this part here, it's rotting, so it's very soft. Of course, this little tree is going to need some years of training before it gets really nice, but it has some potential, you know. It's I was really happy. I didn't have a Carmona, so now I have one, and I have a little group, so that's nice. So we have some side branching, we have a potential top here, we even have a little leaf here, which means that there's probably a bud there. But then here we have three branches, so the lowest one I'm going to remove, and then maybe here and here. This one is growing to the inside, so it should remove that, and maybe shorten this just a little. So that's what we have now. And I think this might be a nice top. So I'm just going to remove this. This might be a front. Okay. So then we have the second one. I think this is the second one. This looks the biggest. So this will be the leader. Yeah. So the roots are doing quite okay. Again, here we have a rotting part where the tree was probably chopped. So I'm going to remove this a little bit so that it can heal over a little better, like so. I can see here I have a new leader, so that's cool. If this has a nice front, well, it's not perfect, but yeah, it's not bad too. I don't have a whole lot in the back here, just this little branch, so I'm going to keep that one, that's for sure. But okay, I'll work with that. So this is a branch, and this, well, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Yeah, that's quite a lot. Would be nice to have some more growing here in the top and have a real leader, but I'm not sure it is possible to bend this, so going to remove something. This one I don't like. When I see it from this side, I don't like that one. That's absolutely not a good one. So let's see. This is obviously too long. This I don't know. This I'm going to shorten a little. Here I have two branches emerging from the same spot, but this one is already in a better position and a better form, so this is not good, of course. Should go. I have a bud here, so I can probably remove this part. Yep. So that clears the whole tree, that's for sure. So probably this could become a leader. Can I wire this? If I do something like that, that might be better. So I'm going to take a little piece of wire and I'll be right back. So not too small, because well, you want a few turns to anchor your wire first. So going to anchor it. Okay. That's that stump. All right. Now I'm going to get this gently around this piece. And lift it just a little. Now, I don't need to wire this very severely, but this is making a huge difference, of course, because now I have a top. Yeah, well, it's not impressive, but it's a top. Good. So now the biggest tree. I'm quite happy with this one because I have a side branch here. This is a very acceptable root base, but then this is an eye poker. Yeah, that's not good. And sadly, the best top is here. So that might be a bit of a problem. Yeah, well, let me think about that. So if I look at this tree, so I like that as a root base, so that's good. But then I don't have a top. So, yeah, well, I'm going to remove what I don't like anyway. So this straight growing up, that's not good. And that's already clearing the view. So I like this front, but I don't like this top here. Well, maybe something will grow here and this can become my top. So I'm going to remove this. Going to clean up this wound here. So I think that I forgot to press the record button on the camera, which is stupid. And I trimmed the biggest tree. Problem here is that I don't have a nice top, because I want this to be the front, because the roots are better here. This root base is not really interesting. This side is better. So I'm hoping that I'm getting some new growth here, that this can become the top. And I shortened it a little. So Now I have 3 trees, the one wired here, it's not looking bad. This one is a little bigger, and this is the smallest. Now I'm going to put them in a new pot and well, rearrange it. So this is the pot I choose, and if you compare it to the previous one, it's well, it's the same depth, but it's a whole lot bigger because, well, obviously the previous one fits in the new one, and it's rectangular, so okay. I'm going to start with the largest tree. That's this one, and well, I need some more substrate here, so a little more. Using some pine bark and cat litter and lava and a whole lot of stuff that I found. So I'm going to place that one in the front. I'm trying to arrange the roots a little. Like so. Of course, a little more of center would be better. Here, yeah. That's not enough substrate, I feel. It's going to sink. That's a little better. I don't think that this tree is going to stand. At this very moment, but that's okay. Well, this is roughly what it's supposed to be. I'm going to place the second one. Yeah, what do you think? A little bit to the right, maybe. But then I think I'd prefer to put that one here, so I have more room on the right. Need to tuck the roots in. That one a little bit here, which is looking strange because he's taller. That's the front. He's a little taller, but he's not that thick, so tall is not really a problem, because when these trees are happy in their pots, they can grow a whole lot in just 1 year, so this looks quite okay. And then this one is going to go in the back, behind the biggest tree. Something like that. So now there is a difference in, they're not one in a row. This one is much closer to this one than this one to this one, so I have some asymmetry, which makes it more interesting, I think. So now the thing is going to be that I need to bury all these roots to keep them happy and healthy. Which might be a little tricky, but eventually it's gonna work. So I'm going to finish this and work the soil in. and I'll be right back. So I'm still filling up the soil. This is the back, and while I'm doing that, trying to get the trees quite straight, because I do not like the how do you say that? Well, when the trees spread out on the side, I don't like that. Trees don't grow really in that shape. Sometimes it's a little ridiculous what you see. So this is better, I think. Quite happy for the moment. It's not falling over, which in a group plant is already a success. Here I need some more substrate to cover this root. And yes, the root base is not visible now, but that's because, well, I have to take it one step at a time. I cannot do everything. I'll be happy when this little composition stays how it is today. I'm not going to plant any moss because, well, this tree is going to stay inside and the moss will not survive, so it's not helping. I just hope that this one here gets a good top here. So stupid that I forgot to press the record button when I was trimming it, but yeah, well, anyway, just going to add a little more of this substrate. And get it equal, like so. And the last little work is cleaning up everything just a little with a brush. Like so. Okay, and now the edges of the pot. So this is the work done. I'm quite happy with the result. So we have these two. This one is a little bit hidden, which is interesting. This is the biggest one, should become a little bigger, but already has a nice root base, so I like that. This one, the leader is pointing in that direction, so that's good. I should remove that branch that's growing down. It's horrible, so I'll give it a little snip here. I have some foliage on both sides, so that's good. I have some foliage in the back, not too much, but there's potential. Same from this direction. So I think this is rather okay. Of course, this should become a little higher and it should become roundish. So, but I think that we have a much better perspective than we had before. So I think it's an improvement. So it has a lot of growing to do, that's obvious, but it's a start. So thank you for watching and see you next time.